Hey there, stars! Tiff here! And today we're talking about a toy that was sorely needed, especially when you consider how meh the original Thrilling 30 figure was in hindsight. We're diving into Legacy's take on Armada Starscream. We're gonna go ahead and start with the aesthetics first, so let's dive in. So, starting off with our boy's aesthetics, in my personal opinion, he really does feel like he stepped right off of the screen. The shades of grayish white meet a middle ground between the original toys grays and the animation model's more white sections, and the red pops super vibrantly. That being said, I would have preferred the sword to have unfolded from his wing like the original. And the version of the Star Saber that he came with does kind of leave a lot to be desired. And while the wing blade isn't amazing, at least it feels proportionate. That said, it's a lot grayer than the promo images and renders suggested. That's it, though his head sculpt is super impressive. But I kind of wish he had a cocky, confident smirk on his face. Since, you know, this Starscream wasn't really the schemer, he was the one who got in over his head because he thought he could surpass Megatron in fighting skill and prowess. Honestly, the Armada Transformers are just a lot more warlike in general, but that's a topic for another time. Now, as we move on to Starscream's articulation, he does have a surprising amount in his ankle and foot, some mad decent leg movement and thigh swiveling, and though it's initially restricted, he's got a really usable waist joint that frees him up a lot. The arms are a little funkier in how the articulation works, but it's still super solid. And the wings offer some emotive kibble options, and of course, we've got a ball jointed head. You can get him into a superhero pose relatively easily even. Now, of course, he's got the cannons that normally he'd need to combine with Swindle to unlock, but at least they are very much blast effect capable. But before we move on to the transformation, here's some very quick size comparisons. First, here he is with the Thrilling 30 counterpart. A core class figure, Legacy Hotshot, a Studio Series Voyager, a Lego Microfighter, Earthrise / Studio Series 86 Starscream, a can of lemonade, and ye old Ultra Class Darkwing. The jet mode, I have to admit, he's a pretty kick-ass looking jet. He's extremely reminiscent of a fighter you might see in Macross. And you know, actually when I think about the overall design, he's similar to Macross Mecha in general. And I give the jet mode a 10 out of 10 on swoopability. It's really surprisingly clean of Robo-Kibble too. When you take it all together, though, I'm gonna preface this and say Armada Starscream here is a massive improvement over the Thrilling 30 toy, even beyond just being a size class bigger. And while I love the gimmicks and playability, I'm sorry, not having the sword transform from the wing, that's just such a feature that made the old toy what it was, that it feels weird to cut it. And the lack of Swindle really does sting. So I'm going to give Legacy Armada Starscream just a 7 out of 10 from me personally. But those are just my thoughts. What were your thoughts on Legacy Armada Starscream? Go ahead and leave a comment about him right down below. And I've been Tiv, signing off.